Hello yogis, namaste, and welcome to your Ayurveda Slow Flow. Tonight we are getting into the element of fire, or in Sanskrit, Agni. Fire is our force of transformation, digestion, and perception. So when we say it has to do with what you're digesting, we literally mean food, ideas, media, anything that you are consuming. This is moving through your inner fire element. This is also our source of inner light. When our fire element is balanced, you will find yourself having a lot of clarity, feeling courageous, having passion. When it is imbalanced, you might be getting irritated, getting angry, or experiencing burnout. Physically, you might be having flare-ups, getting flushed red, or maybe having some acne. So those are signs of imbalance. In order to balance our fire element within, we're going to dive into pranayama, asana, and meditation. Tonight, we honor the flame within by moving with intention, allowing our practice to be disciplined and devotional. We start out tonight's practice in a comfortable seated position, sukhasana, closing the eyes or taking a steady gaze ahead. And from here, we simply arrive, leaving the rest of the day, the rest of the week at the door, knowing you can pick it up again on your way out. But for now, the only place you need to be is this present moment. We bring our attention to the breath, simply noticing the inner landscape of the body. Without judgment, we begin to extend each inhale and exhale a little bit deeper, taking deep sips of oxygen into the lungs, filling them completely. Exhale, releasing fully. We'll take a few breaths here to cultivate a deep, steady breath. And if you would like to bring in a pranayama for today's practice, while breathing through the nose, we can have a slight constriction in the throat for an ujjayi breath. This will sound like an ocean wave or a slight snore. It's a warming breath that we can bring with us throughout our practice. As we begin to warm the body up with this ujjayi breath, we can use this time to set an intention or sankalpa for today's practice. Today I ask myself, what needs burning away? What deserves the warmth of my light? May this be illuminated through my practice. And next inhale, arms come overhead, palms meet. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms, little back bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, releasing our hands back down to the mat. From here, we'll start rolling the shoulders back. Just starting to open up through the body. Bringing our fingertips to the shoulders, rolling the elbows back. And we'll release to Sukhasana, taking another deep breath here. From here, we'll make our way to a tabletop position, hands and knees, where we'll start to warm up the spine with Marjanasana, cat-cow. We inhale, dropping the belly, looking up for cow pose. Exhale, arching the back, tucking the chin under for cat pose. And just moving with your own breath cycle here. Coming back to a neutral tabletop, take a deep breath in. Exhale, sending your hips back, reaching forward for Balasana, child's pose. Third eye to mat connection. Deep breaths here. Walking our hands over to the left side of the mat, we send our breath to the right side of the body as we open up through the right rib cage. We'll come back to center, taking a deep breath here. And walking our hands over to the right side of the mat, we send our breath to the left side body as we open up through the left rib cage. Deep breaths here. Coming back to center Balasana, one more deep breath here. Our next inhale, we'll rise back up to tabletop, moving through cat-cow, or any organic movement that your body might need. This could be hips side to side, going back and forth between Balasana and up dog. Really just tuning into your hips, your spine, and asking yourself, what do I need tonight? Finding our way back to a neutral tabletop, we'll inhale, right hand into the sky, rolling out the wrist, opening up through the front of the shoulder. Exhale, right hand sails across the chest, left hand reaches forward for thread the needle. Feel free to take on whatever variation of this pose feels best for you. Maybe it's reaching that left hand behind the back, taking a partial bind. Deep breaths here. Releasing that left hand next to the shoulder. We'll use that to push ourselves back up to tabletop. Moving through cat-cow. Finding that organic movement. Coming back to our neutral tabletop, we'll inhale left hand into the sky, rolling out the wrist, opening up through the front of the shoulder. Exhale, left hand sails across the chest, right hand reaches forward, finding thread the needle on the other side. Taking on whatever variation of this pose feels best for your body. Deep breaths here. Releasing your right hand down next to the shoulder. We'll push ourselves back up to tabletop. And from here, we'll continue moving through cat-cow, or finding that organic movement that feels good on your body. Coming back to a neutral tabletop, we'll stick our right leg out to the side. We'll start rocking back and forth as we start tuning into those hips and hamstrings. These movements can be as big or as small as you need them to be. Whenever you're ready, we'll start walking our hands toward the body. We inhale as we rise up, palms meet. Taking a deep breath in, gate pose. Exhale, side bend to the right towards your straightened leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, palms melt through heart center, back down to the mat. We'll walk it out to tabletop, finding that organic movement, that cat-cow. Taking whatever your body needs. Coming back to our neutral tabletop, we'll step our left foot out to the side as we start to rock back and forth, as we open up through the hips and the hamstrings. Really listening to your own body here. Whenever you're ready, we'll start walking our hands toward the body. We inhale, rising up, palms meet in gate pose. Exhale, side bend to the left towards your straightened leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, palms melt through heart center, back down to the mat. We'll find our way back to a tabletop, moving through cat-cow, taking whatever you need. Coming back to a neutral tabletop. We'll tuck the toes, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hips in the air, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. It's our first down dog of the practice, so feel free to pedal out your knees, move your hips, take whatever you need. Our next inhale, we're rounding our spine forward, hips drop. We're pushing ourselves to an upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Really pushing the earth away, head tilts back. Exhale, send your hips back, Balasana, child's pose. Deep breath here. Coming back to tabletop, we tuck the toes, deep breath in. Exhale, hips in the air, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Once we're here, we're staying connected to the breath. Maybe you're finding stillness, maybe you're finding movement, listening to your body. Our next inhale brings your right leg into the sky, bending the knee to really open the hip. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left knee drops. We're finding low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Feel free to grab your blocks to help support the upper body. And once we're here, we're really sending our breath to the hips, finding that edge of comfort and stretch. Deep breaths here. Next inhale, arms come overhead. As we're opening up through the chest, through the throat, head tilts back. Exhale, palms melt through heart center. Back down to the mat. Tucking our left toes, left knee raises. Right foot meets the left in downward facing dog. Staying connected to your deep, steady breath. Our next inhale brings your left leg into the sky, bending the knee to really open the hip. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands, right knee drops. We're finding our way into low lunge, Anjaneyasana on the other side. Grabbing our blocks to help support the upper body, sending your breath to the hips. And once again, finding that edge of comfort and stretch. If anything is pinching or pulling, that's your body's way of telling you to ease off. Or better utilize your blocks here. Finding that feel-good movement. Next inhale, we'll rise our arms overhead. Our fingertips trace along the ceiling as we open up through the chest, open up through the hips. Exhale, palms melt through heart center, back down to the mat, tucking the right toes, right knee raises, left foot meets the right, in downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Pedaling out the knees, moving the hips, taking whatever you need. From here, we'll walk our feet towards our hands, grabbing either elbow, putting a good bend in the knee. We're finding Uttanasana, forward fold. Once we're here, we can rock from side to side. Nod the head yes, shake it no. Really help that cervical spine to release. We'll inhale to a halfway lift, hands on shins. Exhale, let it fall. Our next inhale, we'll rise on up, vertebra by vertebra. Saving your head for last. Finding our way to Tadasana, mountain pose. Once we're here, we can roll our shoulders back. Root down through all corners of the feet. Taking a breath for stillness here in mountain. Once we're here, we'll root down into our right side. Our left foot is either just going to kickstand right here, or if you're working on balance, we can come all the way around, fighting that bind. I prefer a kickstand. So with our right leg rooted, we have our left arm under, right arm on top. We can either twist our forearms together or simply hug the shoulders. We'll inhale, elbows rise. Exhale, sitting down into Garudasana, eagle pose. Really stoking that inner fire within. Deep breaths here. Inhale, we'll rise back up, uncrossing the arms and the legs. Taking whatever organic movement that you might need. We'll find our way back to Tadasana, mountain pose, rooted down through the legs. We root down into the left side. Right foot crosses on over, kickstands. Right arm under, left arm on top. We twist the forearms together. Inhale, elbows rise. Exhale, sitting down. Garudasana, eagle pose. Deep breaths here. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, unwinding, finding that organic movement. And from here, we'll take a wide stance. Our toes are pointed towards the corners of the mat. We'll inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms, bending the knees. We're finding goddess pose. And once you're here, your body's probably telling you what it wants to do. Maybe it's rocking from side to side to increase mobility. Maybe you'd like to bounce, working on strength. Maybe you'd like to come up to your toes, working on balance, or just switching off. Really finding the version of goddess pose that lights your inner fire. Once we're here, we can really play around with the hands, play around with some movement. My goddess is a dancer. One more deep breath here. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Toes point towards the front. Exhale, palms melt through, heart center down to the mat or down to your blocks. Finding a wide-legged forward fold. We'll release, letting the head hang. Good bend in the knees. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. Finding that feel-good movement. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, right hand comes into the sky, getting a little twist, maybe rolling out the wrist. Finding those feel-good movements. Exhale, right hand comes back down to the mat. Inhale, left hand into the sky, getting a little twist the other way. Finding those feel-good movements. Listening to your body. Exhale, left hand returns to the mat. We'll inhale, rising back up. And we'll shorten our stance. Feet are a little bit more than hip width distance apart. Our toes are pointed towards the corner of the mat. And maybe you'd like to bring your blocks behind you to sit on, or maybe you don't need them. We're going into Malasana Yogi Squat. We'll inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, palms melt to heart center as our hips drop into our yogi squat. With blocks, it looks like this. So whether we're using blocks or not, what we want to focus on is our shoulders rolling back, staying open through the chest. We're not caving forward. We're working on our alignment and our posture. Once we're here, we'll bring our right hand down to the ground. Our left hand starts reaching behind. Our right hand starts also going back into these airplane arms. Getting a nice little shoulder opener, nice little twist. Maybe we stay here. Maybe your right hand reaches behind your knee. Left hand comes to meet it in a full bind. I know this is really pretzel-y, but if you can get there, it feels amazing. Otherwise, just staying nice and open like this is gonna be a beautiful shoulder opener for you. So let's find that version of this pose that feels best. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, we'll return to center. And as you're ready, left hand comes down to the mat. Our right hand starts reaching behind. Boop. And maybe our left and right hand are able to meet behind the knee, finding that full bind. Staying connected to the breath. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll release down to our sit bones. We can take a breath with our feet on the mat. And we're finding our peak pose, which is Navasana. We're gonna start tiptoeing back. Feet rise on up, palms facing up. It's as if someone is pulling a string from the top of your head up to the ceiling. Really activating that core. Staying connected to your breath. This is a beautiful place to stay, but if you're working on strengthening that core, we can invite in some Navasana twists. Staying connected to that breath. Staying balanced in your movement. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release. I know nobody counts slower than a yoga teacher. Tell me about it. Let's find our way back to tabletop position, hands and knees. Finding cat-cow or any organic movement that's calling to you. I love an up dog after doing abs. Whew. Coming back to our neutral tabletop, tucking the toes, deep breath in. Exhale, hips in the air, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath here. in Adho Mukha Savasana. Our next inhale brings our right leg into the sky, bending the knee to really open the hip. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, hips drop. We're finding Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Once we're here, we can pop a block underneath the hips. If you need a little bit more room. Otherwise, we can take whatever micro adjustment we need to get nice and cozy. We're starting off in an active pigeon, sending our breath to the hips. This is a beautiful place to stay. If you're working on flexibility, maybe you'd like to bend that back leg, reaching behind you, finding a mermaid pose. Deep breaths here. Releasing that back leg if you took it. One more deep breath in. Exhale, we'll gently lower down to the mat, finding our way into the most comfortable version of sleeping pigeon. Feel free to grab your block, a bolster or blanket, whatever you need. Deep breaths here. Our next inhale, we'll gently rise back up to pigeon pose. Hands on the mat, tucking the left toes, left knee raises. Right foot meets the left in downward facing dog. Pedaling it out, deep breaths in Adho Mukha Savasana. Your next inhale brings your left leg into the sky, bending the knee to really open the hip. Exhale, left knee to left wrist, hips drop. We're finding our way into the most comfortable version of Kapotasana, pigeon pose. Sending the breath to the hips. Feel free to take on whatever variation of active pigeon you took on the other side. Deep breaths here. Releasing that back leg if you took it. One more deep breath in. Exhale, gently lowering down to the mat, block, or bolster, finding your way into the most comfortable version of sleeping pigeon. Deep breaths here. Your next inhale, gently rise back up, tucking the right toes, right knee raises. Left foot meets the right in downward facing dog. That's our last down dog of the practice, so really enjoy this last movement. Inhale, rounding the spine forward, hips drop. We push ourselves to an upward facing dog. Head tilts back. Exhale, releasing to Balasana, child's pose. Our next inhale, we'll rise back up, finding our way to a seated position, soles of the feet together, in Bandha Konasana, butterfly pose. Once we're here, we can place the hands on the heart, the belly, or the lap, wherever they feel best. Closing the eyes or taking a soft gaze ahead. We come back to the breath, back to this present moment. As you're ready, we'll gently release down to the mat, finding our way into a reclined butterfly pose. Releasing any tension that you might be holding on to. Our next inhale brings the knees together. Exhale, hugging your knees into the chest. Give yourself so much love. Releasing your head back down, take a deep breath in. Exhale, both knees sail to the left. Upper body twists to the right, finding a supine twist. Deep breaths here. We'll inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, hugging your knees. Releasing your head back down, deep breath in. Exhale, knees sail to the right, upper body twists to the left, finding a supine twist on the other side. Our next inhale, we'll come back to center. Exhale, hugging your knees. We'll release, grabbing the outer edges of the feet, finding Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Rocking from side to side. Maybe straightening one leg and then the other. Just finding those feel-good movements before finding our way to our final Savasana, corpse pose. Palms facing up. Eyes are closed. Focus returns to the breath. You can feel free to stay here as long as you need. But whenever you're ready, we'll start to wake the body back up by wiggling the fingers and the toes, inviting in some awakening stretches. And as you're ready, we'll gently roll to the left side, supporting your head with your arms, taking a deep breath here. Your next inhale, we'll gently push ourselves back up to a comfortable seated position in Sukhasana. We'll bring our hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, sealing in all of the good energy from today's practice. As you step off the mat, may your inner fire glow steady and true, allowing your actions to be ignited by clarity and courage. May you move from a place of presence, warmed by your inner wisdom. The light, love, and divinity in me honors the light, love, and divinity in you. Thumbs come to our third eye, we bow. Namaste.